Hi there, and welcome to Jay's Toy Collection UK for a video of crazy and wild speculation. That's all I know. Cheeky Monkey Kiara is here. The better half is by my side.
Better half.
She,
I like that.
She couldn't read this one. So here we go. So this Friday then, coming up Friday at 4 p.m. UK time, I believe 11 a.m. Eastern, Marvel Legends will be doing a live stream, and they've pretty much confirmed it's a Haslab live stream. So it's that time of the year again.
No.
You love this time of year. We're going back at it. We're going to be spending that money. Yeah, but what is it going to be? So they've been giving us a little bit of a tease. They've been tickling our fancies. You've not seen these images yet, so this is the first time for you. So far, we've got 4 photos up. We've probably got 5 by the time I've uploaded this, but I've been waiting till at least 6 o'clock here in the UK on this Wednesday, and they haven't actually uploaded a new one. So we're going to go with the 4. So our first tease, it is the Avengers 60th anniversary party. 60 years of the Avengers. You know those characters on screen, dear?
Yeah.
Could you tell us about them? Who we got there? Let's test your knowledge.
Oh, God.
I want a full house.
Iron Man.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Hulk.
Yeah.
Black Widow.
Good. Full 4 for 4 so far. 2 more to go.
Captain America.
Yeah.
And 4.
Oh, you got a full house.
Points.
You got points. There's somebody in the background there, dear. Right in the back, the villain in the background. Any ideas on that one?
That's not fair. He's blurred.
He's a bit blurred. This is the first tease. We'll get there. So we don't know yet. You have to pass.
No, I don't know who that
Give me a pass on that one, right?
Am I supposed to know? Would I know?
Well, you will do eventually. That was a week ago. So we go on to the next image. It's image 2. And there is your silver villain revealed in all of his glory with his lovely bit of Jack Kirby crackle there in his mouth. So part 2. Part 1, the Avengers villains. Part 2 is the Avengers enemies. Now, if you can tell me more than 2 of those, I'd be impressed. Go on.
MODOK.
Yeah, I thought you'd get MODOK.
Thor.
Thor?
Oh. Not Thor. What's his name? Thanos.
Thanos.
Sorry,
There we are.
Thanos.
Okay, yeah, go on then.
I want to say something Loki, but it's not Loki.
That is Loki.
Yeah.
Yes, that's Loki. I thought you surprised me with Thanos. You got MODOK and Loki.
You don't think
the rest you haven't got a clue. We won't waste our time. It's Ultron in the middle.
Let me guess.
That's not the point of this video, dear. We'll be here all night, so we haven't got time. You haven't got time. Yelena Belova.
I don't know who that is. No, I do know who she is.
Go on then.
I do know. She's the one in that film we like.
Black Widow's sister.
Yeah, that's the one.
Right, there you go. This video is getting off the rails before we've even started. So that was image 2. She's impressed herself. She's impressed herself. Right.
Oh, God.
Image 3 then. Now we've got the villains and the heroes having a bit of a Barney. So they're having a fight. So they're having a fight. So this is going to give us a clue to where we're going. So no new characters really in this one. They're just having a fight. And then literally yesterday, we got image 4. Now over their fight looms a shadow over their fight. So a rather large shadow has cast. It's told us to tune in on September 8th at 11 a.m. for something, and I quote, big. Something big.
Something big.
So what do you think they could be teasing here with this giant shadow? Any idea?
Not a clue.
Not a clue.
Should I? Would I know?
I think you might know. So there is an Avenger that's been clearly missing, a hero that's been missing from this team. Sometimes a little fella.
Sometimes a little fella.
Yeah. An Avenger. Puck. Well, now I set her up for a nice easy one there. And she gives me the most obscure Marvel hero that is small. So how will you know that? But you don't.
No, I'll tell you how I know. Because Tanner took him on holiday once. And I always remember him.
Well, there you go. Shout out Super Cirque 5000 for taking Puck on holiday. I was looking. I was. But again, we're completely off the rails here. 5 minutes in, we haven't even got discussed the Haslab yet.
Sorry,
right. Ant-Man. I was looking for. There's no Ant-Man in those pictures. But of course, Ant-Man.
He's not big.
Yeah, but what can Ant-Man do?
He gets big!
He gets big! He does. So it's not Ant-Man, it's...
Big Man.
Useless. Giant Man, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, Giant Man.
Giant Man. So they are clear.
Giant Man, is he?
Yeah.
I just thought he was called Get Big.
There you go. This is not the video we were expecting to be, was it? So, yes, this is Giant Man. This is Giant Man. So we are literally 2 days away now from this going up for pre-order for the Haslab, probably a 45-day window. But I've got 2 questions, and this is a question for you in the comments, so do please leave these answers. This was the point in the video to start with. Here we go. How big is he going to be, and how much is he going to cost? So I want those answers in the comments. How big is he going to be and how much is he going to cost? Then we'll come back Friday for this Week in Toys live stream and we'll find out who was right. So get your guesses in now. It's clearly Giant Man. I don't think it could be anybody else that size, casting a shadow over the Avengers there. The heroes are cheer.
Shadow.
Well, who else is that size?
I don't know.
Exactly, it's Giant Man. Don't panic, it's Giant Man. I'm 100%. Do not panic, dear. So the heroes are cheering, the villains are looking angry. So it's clearly a hero. It's Giant Man.
Okay.
But the big deal is
You got a lot from that picture.
I did, yeah. So there you go. See, it's years of toy collecting, dear. Years of toy collecting. But how much is he going to cost, and how big will he be? So let's have a little discussion.
Cost and how big.
So, past Haslabs, we've had the Sentinel, £350. We've had Galactus, a bit taller and a bit more expensive, £400.
Was he £400?
It was £400, yes. Had to sell the Mezco Punisher to buy a Galactus. That was there.
Do you think he's worth the money?
Galactus, yeah, fantastic. So yeah, Galactus and the Sentinel, fantastic Haslabs. But for my opinion, definitely worth the money. And then last year, we had a bit of debacle that was the Engine of Vengeance. Again, £350. That one did not go down so well, as we all know, but we won't harp on about that, because that was a...
Are they normally around about the same price, these Haslabs?
Well, that's what we're here to discuss. So... Now, with Marvel, they do seem to be in this £350 to £400 range.
Right.
Not with G.I. Joe. We've had the Sky Striker at £220. We have the Dragonfly at £290. And they all back to... The His Tank was £300. So the G.I. Joe ones have been much less. But, of course, they don't have the Marvel tax to pay.
I suppose it depends on how much it costs to make as well, doesn't it?
They own G.I. Joe. So... Now, Giant Man, let's talk about height first. Now, I wouldn't want him to be as tall as the Sentinel and definitely not as tall as Galactus. I think Galactus needs to be the biggest thing in the collection. Yeah, Galactus is probably underscaled from what he could be, but you can't make him much bigger in all practicality. So he definitely shouldn't be at the 32-inch size that Galactus is. Now, we've got the Sentinel. He's about 27 inches. Now, I've measured my gap where my Mezco figures are today, where I would probably put this Giant Man.
You're already planning to put it in the collection?
I've planned a gap.
I think we should wait to see the price first.
We will wait. I don't know. I've got a few things. Would you let me talk to it? See?
Well, I'm a little bit worried about
She's a little bit concerned. Shock him. Right, yeah, I've got a 27-inch gap. So this better not be any bigger than 27 inches or I'm going to have a bit of trouble. So I would say, come on, smaller than the Sentinel. Let's go 22 inches.
But he's called Giant Man, so surely he's going to be big.
He is big, but he can change his size. So you can try and measure the shadow?
Is he going to come with adapters so you can make him bigger, or is he just going to come standard size?
What's he going to come like? What's he going to look like? That's the other question. He's had plenty of costumes over the years. I would like a classic Hank Pym version. Talking about, I think I've got an image of that. That's what I want to see, a classic sort of 1960s style Giant Man there. Classic Hank Pym.
What's the hairy thing behind him?
What's the hairy thing? Look at that. He's trapped by the porcupine. Now, that's a villain that appeared in She-Hulk, if you remember, on Disney+. I think you watched all of She-Hulk. You got a bit bored, didn't you?
No, lost on me. Sorry.
Yeah, so I've never actually seen Porcupine the comics. There you go. You've teached me something else in this video. But let's get some wild and crazy speculation. So first of all, it better look like this. If it doesn't look like this, I'm not going to want it. So
good. That'd be great.
That actually might be good.
Yeah,
that would be good for us. If they give me a modern Giant Man, I don't want a modern Giant Man. So I'd be
modern one, the one with the red suit and the grey.
Yes, yeah. That's the movie version. No, it's a red suit with a bit more black on it, no blue.
Okay.
Different head. So I don't want a modern version. Again, will it be more than one giant figure in there? Because there will be tiers, of course, added on. Somebody would love to see, I think, in a tier here is a classic Wasp.
Would you have him in different stages?
Yes, potentially. You think you've got to do that, don't you? I think you've actually spot on.
Otherwise, it would make sense.
We've got other Ant-Man.
You could have the growth, like you could have you could display that.
That's definitely a thing, but you've got to factor that into the price because.
But then, would everyone want like free?
Of course they would. People have already got loads of Ant-Man as well.
Well,
so.
that's true.
I think a bit
little man. He's really small, isn't he?
I've got a little.
Yeah, I've seen him.
Right, you'll get me off track again.
Sorry.
Useless. We'll be here for. I thought a quick video. We've already done about 11 minutes.
Quick video. I was told to share my opinions.
Well, there you are. You're sharing, aren't you?
I share widely.
If you love this kind of thing, tune into This Week in Toys, 9 p.m. every Friday on Jay's Toy Collection UK. We don't have her on every week because
I think we should share my toys.
right. So
Bye.
to the point. The question at hand is, what is he going to look like? Hopefully, like that. What's he going to come with? Well, there's a classic wasp. We haven't got a classic wasp, so we need a classic wasp. I think that'd be a great tier. Maybe Yellow Jacket would be a good tier, or if you suggested different sizes of Ant-Man, of course there is Goliath. There's Bill Foster Goliath as well. Could we get maybe a 12-inch Goliath, a 20-inch Ant-Man, Giant Man, I should say? Yes, we probably could, but I think that's going to whack the price up. And I think price is going to be the key factor in all of this. Because after last year's £350 for a car with the infamous top, middle, and bottom, I think we can't be going through all that again. So have they learned their lesson? Hopefully. And this is less money. But what is a reasonable price for this? I think if this is 250 or less, they're on to an absolute winner. But in my opinion, I don't think it will be 250 or less. I think they're going to come in at the £300 price. I think they put 299.99. Get it at the first Marvel Haslab under 300. Give us a. Let's go for 22 inches is my size guess as well. So don't forget in the comments your price and your size. So I'm going 22 inches. I'm going 300. And I'm going a classic Wasp and then multiple versions of different scale Ant-Man. Maybe a lab coat version as well of Hank Pym in a lab coat would be good. And I'm going to go in at that sort of price point. I'd like to see some form of Goliath in there, but again, if there is, I think that's going to push us up into the £400 price point. Cheeky Monkey, then. Now you're quite infamous on the channel for prices.
Oh, I don't like this game.
You gave us a G.I. Joe vamp for £45. So what are you going to give us on a Giant Man?
I just kind of think maybe they'll think about their price a little bit more after the one last year. But yeah. I don't know whether they'll try and give us more for the money to try and make it more sellable.
So keep the money the same. So you're talking £350, but give us more
for it, like say accessories or actual figures with it. I don't know. Oh, I don't know. Does it come with like diorama backgrounds and things and that?
Oh, I'd love a building.
I'm a bit obsessed with these dioramas you keep going on about.
I would love a building, but that's gonna raise the price.
Sometimes it's quite interesting on these things.
I'm really going to put this t-shirt in the wash. I've been washed in about 4 days. It was like, I don't know, I just grabbed it off the floor. It's all going on. So what are you locking in at? What is your price point?
I want to say 400, but only because I think...
Good God. Cheeky Monkey Kiara, she's out the toy community now. 400?
I think they're going to keep it at a high cost, but give you more to try and justify their pricing.
So you think
I think that they messed up last time, and I think they're going to try and justify it with.
You're going to have to. If that's his 400 quid, we're going to have uproar again. I think. Even they could give us a Goliath, a Giant Man.
The cost of plastic and things has gone up though. The cost of everything's gone up. So you've got to think about their inflation costs. You've got to think of their profit margins because they'll be upset, won't they?
She's like a seasoned toy collector here, isn't she? You've learned far too much.
They don't sell something to lose money. They've obviously already lost money on.
But if they don't, but if they sell it at 400, nobody buys it. Then they don't make any money.
Make it sellable to people, haven't they?
That's the point. So
they're either going to go at a price that everyone wants, so it flies off the shelves.
Yeah.
Or they're going to rate it high and give you extras, I think. So either way.
So you're locking in at 400, but with a bucket ton of stuff.
Yeah, I want to see everything. Accessories, dioramas, I want to see extra toys. I want everything.
Right, okay. So she's locked us in with a building, a Giant Man, and different scales of Ant-Man.
Giant Man next to a building. It looked quite good, wouldn't it?
It would look good. It would look okay. I wouldn't...
Just a little cardboard thing.
Fair enough. If they give us all that for 400, then I'm in. But we will see. So, again... speculation, so leave your comments down below and we will find out in 2 days time who's got it. She's locked in at 400 with a bucket ton. I've locked in at a 300 but a more basic offering. But are we both way over? Are they going to surprise us with something less than 250? We will wait and see. So I've been Jay, she has been Cheeky Monkey Kiara, this has been Jay's Toy Collection UK, and we will see you Friday night, This Week in Toys Live. The Haslab. What's it going to be?